I grew up 25 miles northwest of Nazareth in a village called Kufr Yasif. And in 1948, I was a 4-year-old kid. The only thing I remember about the Nakba was going with my father, 5 sisters, and 2 brothers, leaving our home. As a 4-year-old kid, you are closer to mother than anybody else. So I can see myself like on a television screen running around dad, 5 sisters, and 2 brothers, looking for my mother. And after a while, I looked and she was standing on the top of the roof. Most roofs in Palestine villages are flat. She was waving her hand. We left her and we went east to the mountain to a Druze village called Yirka. We were put in a makeshift Palestinian refugee camp. It's really like scouts' tents. And we were there for about 2 months. And we came back, and my mother was alive. And we discovered 5 Palestinian villages next to my village were destroyed to the ground. So when Israel became a state, literally 530 villages and towns were destroyed to the ground, and close to 800,000 people became refugees in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, the West Bank, Gaza, and Egypt. And of course, even inside Israel, we have internal refugees. As I grew up, I wanted to ask my mother why she did not go with us. And I discovered that she was strong, and she said to Dad, "Take the children, you can protect them. I'm going to stay at home. And if they want to kill me, they need to kill me in my home. This is our home, our land, and our church, and I cannot leave it." So as I think about my mother during the Nakba, she was really the force behind our family to stabilize us and to help us grow spiritually, but also with my dad, to love our family and to love the land. So as I think about my mother, I want to salute Palestinian mothers, sisters, and spouses. They are the backbone of the Palestinian people to continue to survive and become as steadfast against the brutal military occupation of 52 years. Imagine, in 1967, when Israel took over Gaza, the Sinai Peninsula, East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. If you were born that year, today, you are a 52-year-old woman and a man, know nothing but occupation. And as I think about occupation in our psyche as American, we don't have the vaguest idea. A person cannot go to a school without a permit, to a hospital without a permit, to their own field in the West Bank without a permit. And I feel with my Palestinian sisters and brothers today in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza, for the simple reason, from 1948 until I came to the United States in 1966, anytime any person in my village in the Galilee area that wanted to leave Kufr Yasif needed to go to the military governor, Al-Hakim Al-Askari, get a permit. And if I'm found in Nahariya, Akka, Haifa, or any place without a permit, we go to court or to a jail. That means I am a citizen of the State of Israel, but in the eyes of the government, I am an occupied person. So at this point in history, we need to continue sharing our story and our narrative. The American people do not know our story and our narrative. Imagine today, there are about 7 million from the river to the sea, 3 million in the West Bank with East Jerusalem, 2 million in Gaza, and 2 million citizens of the State of Israel. Most Americans think we are only 10, 15, 20%. Imagine, the population today from the river to the sea is 50% of the population. I was speaking to a Presbyterian church, and people were shocked that 50% of the population today are Palestinian, Arab, Muslims, and Christians, and they don't have the biggest idea. That means we need to continue telling 101 Palestinian Nakba of 48, of 67, and the brutal Israeli military occupation over our people in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza. Share our story with people, and if you don't believe, go and see yourself firsthand. Thank you very much.